Sit back, relax, and take a virtual ride with me. You'll see interesting places you probably haven't seen. I hope you enjoy the ride and discover new places with me. Sit back, relax, and take a virtual ride with me.
Hello, sports fans. Ben from Ben's Hang-Ups here. Well, it's been a while since I posted a video. As you know, they've got a few problems going on. And big one down in Florida, of course, taking up some of my time and my worry. Tried to post a video on that on YouTube. Just damage to my place. Show you some of the damage down there. Not other places, but just my place. And YouTube wouldn't post it for some reason. I don't know why. I'm going to try again. I'm going to do a few corrections, see if that does anything. Anyway, it wouldn't post it. Now, I looked on YouTube, and there are hundreds and hundreds of posts on YouTube, and YouTube their channel, on the damage in Florida and around the country from the two hurricanes. My little video, I don't show anybody's damage but my own. Got me, I don't know what's going on. Well, I did show a little of the VFW, but it's kind of my post, so what the heck. Anyway, I'm going to repost that and give it a try. But today we're going back to a place we were at, probably 8-9 months ago, maybe. I don't know. I'll look that up. We're going back to Valparaiso. We've been there before. Yep, Colonel Redenbacher. The old Redenbacher man, popcorn man. We're going to look at a few things. But I got a beautiful young lady from church that goes to Bethel College that in her off time works here at a museum, the county museum here. And she told me I should come see this little museum. I think she does an internship there. But anyway, so I'm going to take a look at that and a couple other things here in Valparaiso. Take you along. First trip in a long time, folks. But as always, old Ben will see you down the road. Well, folks, this is Valparaiso, Indiana. Now, I've been to Valparaiso and here shot a video in July of 2023. At that time, we visited Valparaiso University. Has an enrollment of about 2,300 students. Yeah, and we're back again, but we're just going to look at something a little bit different this time. Yep. And here we are. Well, here we are, uptown Valparaiso. And I am right next to the little museum, but there are other things here too. Now, if you remember some of this maybe from the last video, but I doubt if you do, we're going to walk around and take a look. Show you some more of this little downtown. It's not so little. Medium-sized town. Hang in there, sports fans. We're going to get her there. Well, that's the old jailhouse. At one time, that was a museum here in Valparaiso. The Porter County Museum was housed there at one time. The sheriff's quarters were in front. That's a nice-looking place. And in the back, not so nice-looking. Well, that was the jailhouse. And there's a brand-new GMC truck. Now, if I sound a little bit different, I'm on a backup microphone, because my microphone went bad on me. Well, if you remember anything about Valparaiso on my last trip, if you don't, I'm going to tell you anyway. A lot of good eating places downtown. Of course, all around town, you get the shopping areas and so forth. But downtown's pretty vibrant. They do a pretty good job down here. This guy was in the last video. He sits outside the museum, kind of on guard in case there's a fire, I guess. Courthouse, we did a pretty good shoot of the courthouse last time I was here. As you know, old Ben likes courthouses. He likes the architecture of the old courthouses. I think this guy here, he helps clean the place up, keep it good and tidy on the yard. Oh yeah, he's got help. First Source Bank in Valparaiso. Well, why not? Of course, Attorney's got a big building. Down at the end of this block, you're going to see the new Porter County offices. There they are. A lot of good eating places down here, and there's some breweries down here. Sure, why not? They're good. They do a good job downtown in Valparaiso. Now the crime rate here in Valparaiso is not bad either. Better than state average, better than national average, that's for sure. There's that new building. Amphitheater. Now this is pretty neat. We're looking at the back side of it now. And they got work crews out here this week. And what they're doing is they're putting all the lights on the Christmas tree lights on the trees. And cleaning up around here. The pavilion there. I can do a lot of things in this pavilion. Including ice skating. Sure. Look at there. Really nice touch to have right downtown. Well-kept town. You can see by the flowers and so forth. And I said they got a work crew down here cleaning up the park and so forth. That must be the supervisors there. They're not doing anything but talking. Looks like a fruit salad, doesn't it? Kinda does. Hey, there's Ben's. You gotta try a sandwich from Ben's. Any place named Ben's. Hey, there he is. Colonel Rodenbacher. Old Orville himself. There's that amphitheater. Central Park Plaza. Now it's a little early here yet. It's not noon yet. It's not 11 o'clock yet. Because where I'm going to go, it doesn't open till 11. Closes at 5. So you got to get in there. Now that looked at the clock on this courthouse. It seems to be about 4 minutes slow. Look there, Porter County Museum and free admission. Open today. You know what, if it's open, let's give it a look. Nice young lady met me at the door, explained the galleries to me. Now folks, you have to take your time here and read about this history. Got to take your time. This is a quick look around. Now, the first one, a lot of watercolors, a lot of paintings of the town and some of the historic buildings in the town. For instance, I've been to this building, and if you look at the past video, you will find it. This is interesting. This is on the windows. Really gives it a translucent look. How they did that? Well, there he is himself. That's old Orville. Bruce Drew. He was a famous basketball player back in his day. This is interesting. At one time they had these parking meters, and right now they're doing some research to try to find out exactly where this particular one was located. Now this dial, very interesting. I'll get to that in a minute. Take your time here. Read about each display and the history of it. Very, very interesting. For instance, this guy. Now that doll I showed you, and this dog's name is Daisy. Daisy was hit by a car in 1930 and died. Her owner, Helen, and I think it was Stunger, if I'm not mistaken, and I probably am, so loved that dog that they had it stuffed and was on their sofa for many, 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 many years. Just some of the history that's very, very interesting. Part of the history here was the V&N Porter County Electric Railroad. And it was a struggle, quite a history to get it going. And they started it in 1910. Connected Valparaiso to Chesterton, and its idea was it would bring in tourists from Chicago and tour the lakes, all the lakes around this area. Started out, it was pretty darn successful. But by 1938, it was just too much. They couldn't handle it anymore. Plus, you had the automobile. The Great Depression had just finished. And the railroad went down the tubes. But, as you can see here, it brought in the vacationers at the time. Put Valparaiso on the map. Here's one of the cars that you could take on this electric train. Very popular. These advertisements that I'm showing you, all these advertisements, they're very interesting to read each one of them. That's what would have been posted in the cars. So you can not only go to these resort lakes, but you could spend some money. Little museum is interesting itself in that it started in 1916 and was located in a public library, in the basement actually. 1938 until 73, it was on the 7th floor of the courthouse, and then in the 20s, later after that, it moved to the jailhouse across the street. In 2020, it moved to its present location. This is very, very interesting. See that name there, James O. Davis, with the star? Well, it so happens, Davis, that anybody with a star that was killed in World War II. All these people served in World War II. One time, this was all posted outside the courthouse, and I'll show you a picture of that in a minute. But anyway, that guy was very interesting, and he didn't die. He came back after the war. Number of years after the war when he was released.
You've seen the big museum. Actually, kind of cool. Some good stories. It's interesting when you get to talk to some of the people there at any of these museums that can tell you some of the stories behind the exhibits. And they did a good job here. Very small museum. Would like to see them get the building next door, which seems to be vacant, and do a few renovations in there where they could put a few more get a few more rooms and put their displays. They've got a lot of things in their storage, and maybe they could get 25, 30, 40% of that out of storage and put it out. Be interesting. Just a thought.
In half a mile, at the traffic circle, take the second exit and stay on Indiana 2 East, West St. Road 2.
So anyway, small museum needs a lot of support. These small museums, I said it before, they don't get the support they should get from their communities. And you know, people aren't going to drive 40 miles or 45 miles, 50, whatever. They're not going to make those long drives. For a small museum. They just aren't going to do it.
Exit the traffic circle onto Indiana 2 East. Continue on Indiana 2 East for 3/4 of a mile.
So anyway, if you're in the Valparaiso area, stop in. Admission's free usually, but you can donate a couple bucks. Donate $5, whatever. Help them out. Don't be so tight. Get yourself in there, look around. It's nothing fantastic, but it is a good history of the area. I spent probably an hour, almost an hour in there for a small museum. That's pretty good. Anyway, sports fans, old Ben hopes to get back on the road again on more of a regular basis.
In a quarter mile, turn left onto US 421 North Flynn Road.
You know, this navigation lady's starting to irritate me. Anyway, hope to get out on more of a regular basis, but I can't guarantee it. Can't guarantee I'm going to get out, post one every Monday, like I used to. Sports fans, subscribe to the channel, help me out. Other than that, you guys have a good life. See you down there.
There's a beautiful country out there to see. Relax in your seat and turn on your TV. Sights and sounds will fill your video screen. Historic sites such as just scenery. Small town parks and festivities. No high price gas or anxiety. All of this from me to you I'll share, and you won't even have to leave your comfy armchair. You got the whole wide world to see. Great destinations and friendly people for seas, shining sea. I hope you enjoy the ride and discover new places with me. Come on back and relax and take another ride.